What's up, guys? It's your boy. We're back. Week 3 is almost over. One game left. Week 3, Baltimore, Detroit tonight. I hope all of you got wins this week. Uh, but we are talking reaction. Obviously, that's what happens every week. We overreact, we underreact to everything that happened during the fantasy week. So we're talking reactions this week. Hope you're all having a good week. Hope you all got wins. I have George Kittle, but he's injured. Would Pitts be a good replacement for Njoku? I mean, yeah, I don't mind Pitts. Trade Odunze for Devontae Smith and Kamara. I mean, yeah, Stratty, I would do that. Trade Odunze for Devontae Smith and Kamara. I mean, yeah, Stratty, I would do that. I would do that. How do you think Amon and Henry will do tonight? I have both starting. I think they're both going to have really big games tonight, if we're being honest. So I think you're in good shape, sir. You are welcome, Nico. If you're not following me, hit the follow button, bro. And guys, as always, if you're watching my lives, take your thumbs, double tap the screen as many times as you can. That likes the live, pushes it out to more people, allows me to answer more fantasy questions. Do you think I should trade away Kelsey while his name still holds some weight? Absolutely. Miker, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, Kelsey's not the same Kelsey that he used to be anymore. So, I mean, if you can still trade him based off of someone thinking, oh, I'm getting Travis Kelsey, well, then, yeah, I would definitely at least look into it. 14-man PPR league, trade Pickens and Genty for Jamar Chase. Yes, I would absolutely do that, Alex. Even with no Burrow, I would still do that. And who should I try to replace him with? I have Tyler Warren, but he is unreliable. No, you should be starting Tyler Warren every single week, Nico. Tyler Warren should never be benched for Travis Kelsey. Who should I target to trade for Jordan Mason and Hill? I mean, I can't really answer that, bro. Would you take London for Genty? Yeah, I would take London for Genty. How do you feel about Genty? I mean, I do. Look. I'm not telling you that I to just get rid of Genty. Like, I'm not really that worried about Genty. Obviously he's only 3 games into his career, but I mean, like, if you can still trade Genty and get another elite player for him, then I absolutely would do it. Buy low on Chase Brown. Yeah, I mean, you can probably get Chase Brown cheaper than you've ever been able to get Chase Brown. So, I mean, I would probably do it. What should I do with Jamar Chase? There's nothing to do with Jamar Chase except continue to start him, bro. Trade Genty for Pickens and Jalen Warren? No, I would keep Genty, Christian. Is Jamar Chase and Chase Brown for Javonte Williams first and Pittman a good trade? Rhett, come on, dude. Did you really just ask me if that was a good trade? Trade Jamar for Nico? No, I would still take Jamar. I want to get rid of Lab McConkey. Who should I target? I can't answer that question, bro. Start Travion Henderson now. No, I mean, if Stevenson fumbled twice, so I mean, if Henderson can get the majority of the work, then Henderson's going to be a stud. So it just, we don't know what's going to happen yet. I traded Pittman and Ridley for BTJ, win or loss. I mean, even with BTJ not playing good, that's a great trade because Ridley's basically worthless right now. Trade BTJ for London. Yes, I'd rather have London than BTJ. How can I be calm with London? He hasn't been performing at all. I mean, he had 15 targets in week 1. Then week 2, he didn't have a good game. Then this week was just kind of an anomaly with how bad they played. So I'm not worried about London. Do Tep for London. Yes, I'd rather have London. Trade Genty and Marv for Jacobs. I mean, maybe Mason. Maybe. Trade CD and Walker for Saquon and Swift. No, keep CD and Walker. ETN for Pickens, good trade. Need wide receiver help and stacked at running back. I mean, I don't really have a problem with that, Justin. If you need the wide receiver help. And remember, guys, if you're not following me, smash the follow button because we're talking fantasy football every single day. I'm trying to do these lives more than I have been lately. You told me to start Mason over Olave. I appreciate you. No problem, John. No problem, John. I have Keenan, Alvin Kamara. What do I do? I traded Fields, have May, or for Jalen Warren. I mean, yeah, if you have May, then you're golden, bro. SG, thanks for the follow, dude. I appreciate you. Travis Etienne for Trey Benson. I mean, yeah, I think I'd rather have Benson the rest of the year. Trade London for Swift. Hell no. Hell no, Rube. Should I bench Chase Brown? It depends on your other options, Stingray. It depends on your other options. Genty or Mason next week? Mason. Should I drop Tracy? I mean, yeah, Tracy's kind of not worth anything even if he's fully healthy. What can I get for Jaden Daniels? I mean, honestly, I don't know. He's hurt. So, you never want to trade someone when they're hurt. That's when their value's the lowest. Dak or Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones. Definitely don't like Dak next week against the Packers, even if he has CD. Start Chuba or Benson next week? Benson. Thoughts on Travis Hunter? Travis Hunter isn't usable at this point. Like, Travis Hunter should be on your bench. Traded Mason and Olave for Nico. I mean, not a bad trade. Give Jamar Chase for Javonte Williams and Sutton? No, absolutely not. Jacobs for Tet and Genty? Maybe. Kirk? Maybe. Would you trade away Scattaboo and Ayum in order to get Drake London? Yes. Yes, I would. Do you think Trayvon will get more carries now? I would like to think so, but we just don't know. Who should I try to trade Jamar Chase for? I mean, you're not trading Jamar Chase at this point. Like, guys, y'all have to realize, like, people need to realize this, okay? You never trade a guy when they're like, people need to realize this, okay? You never trade a guy when they're not good. Like, you drafted Jamar Chase with the #1 overall pick. Look, I get that Joe Burrow is hurt. Obviously, his upside is not as high without Joe Burrow. But he was your #1 pick, the #1 pick in fantasy football. You don't trade him for fucking scraps just because he's not performing well. Like, that's not the way this works. Would you trade Puka for Tet? No, I'm not trading Puka for anything. I'm not trading Puka at all. Should I start Mahomes or Herbert next week? I would start Herbert. I would always start Herbert over Mahomes. Is Chase Brown cooked? To be determined. Feel like we can trust Quentin Johnson now. What about you? What do you think? I mean, I said if Quentin Johnson had a good game this week against Denver, then he was approaching the area where we could trust him. And he had a good game. So, I mean, that's 3 good games in a row now from Quentin Johnston. Herbert is cooking. He's at worst a flex play at the moment. And remember, guys, take your thumbs, double tap the screen as many times as you can. It pushes the video to more people. That way I can answer more fantasy football questions, and also smash the follow button if you're not following me. So that way you see all the videos I post every single day. Let's see. Worried about Ladd? I mean, I'm a little worried, but not a lot. Should I start Jacoby Myers or Torrey Horton? You're starting Jacoby Myers, found. You're starting Jacoby Myers, dude. Like, dude's very consistent. Amarian Hampton and Egbuka for Drake London and Judkins. I'd rather have Hampton and Egbuka, honestly. Should I try and get CD or Neighbors with Chase? Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you try to get CD or Neighbors? You're always trying to improve and get elite players. Start Chuba or Judkins? Probably Judkins, honestly. Start Marv or Pollard? Probably Pollard. I don't trust Marv at all. Egbuka stock to the moon? Absolutely. Now that Mike Evans is hurt, of course. Became the new time to get to Rose. Bees, thanks for the roses, dude. I appreciate you, dog. Jamar for Derrick Henry. I mean, that just depends on the rest of your team, bro. ETN for Egbuka? Absolutely, 1,000. Absolutely. Thoughts on BTJ? I mean, I'm a little worried at this point. Lil Wilk, thanks for the follow, bro. Appreciate you. Just got Genty for Olave. Great trade for you. Jacoby Myers or Devontae Smith? I would still start Devontae Smith over Myers. Let's see. Why are we not worried about Drake London? Because it's about target share. And I don't think their offense will look as bad as they did against Carolina like the rest of the season. It was just literally nothing they could do would go right in that game. So I'm not really worried about it because he's still getting a huge target share. Flex, ETN, or Benson. I like Benson more than ETN now with no Connor. Drop Chase Brown? No, you're not dropping Chase Brown. Would you go after Chuba or Hampton? I'd rather have Hampton than Chuba. Thoughts on Breece Hall? A little worried about Breece Hall. Not a lot, but a little bit. Thoughts on Ladd? I mean, the problem with Ladd is that Herbert is using Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnston too, whereas last year it was mainly just Ladd. Now he's spreading the ball around to people, so that's the problem with Ladd. I mean, I'm not hugely worried about it, but I don't know if he's going to be as good as we expected him to be because Herbert is spreading the ball around. You think Genty will bounce back? I mean, yeah, he will play better at some point. Trade Scattaboo for Myers? No, you're not trading Scattaboo now that Tracy's out. Horton or Burden rest of season? Give me Burden. Pearsall for Judkins? That depends on the rest of your roster, JDG. What is your ranking on Travion Henderson, Judkins, and Benson rest of season? I'd go Benson, Judkins, Henderson. Got AJ for Egbuka. Bad move? Nah, I'd still rather have AJ. Would you trade Sutton for Odunze? Absolutely. Should I still start Quentin Johnston and Keenan Allen next week? I mean, it's hard to not start Keenan Allen, and Johnston's now played good for 3 in a row. So, why are you worried at Ridley? Because he hasn't done shit, and the Titans' offense looks horrible. Garrett Wilson or Devontae Adams rest of season? Garrett Wilson. What should I do with Jamar? Jack, there's nothing you can do with Jamar except continue to start him. Can't trade him because you're not going to get what you should get for him. Keenan Allen and Kamara for Derrick Henry? Yes. Give me Derrick Henry. Chase Brown and Odunze for Mason and Egbuka. I think I'd rather have Chase Brown and Odunze. Just because Aaron Jones is going to come back at some point. If Aaron Jones were out for the season, I would tell you to take Mason. Do I panic on London? No. BTJ and B-Rob for Kamara and T. Yes, Brad. What should I do with Ladd? There's not really anything you can do with Ladd. Thoughts on Kenneth Walker? I mean, if Charbonnet is not playing, Kenneth Walker's a stud. So, I mean, if Charbonnet's healthy, then they split work. So, I mean, if you can capitalize and get a player of equal value or better in a deal, including Kenneth Walker, then I would probably do it. Do I start Montgomery? Do I start J-Mo or Montgomery tonight? I mean, I'd start J-Mo over Montgomery. What to do with Chase Brown? Nothing to do. There's nothing to do with Chase Brown. What's up, J-Bo? Would you trade Jamar Chase for Odunze, Keenan Allen, and A.J. Brown? I mean, yeah, at that point, Jocelyn, I'm probably trading Jamar. I give Jamar and I get Adams and Jordan Mason. No, Benjamin, I would keep Jamar. And remember, guys, if you're not following me, smash the follow button. I post fantasy football content every single day. So be sure to follow so you get to see all the videos. What'd that say? Gibbs for London? No, Colton. No, you're not trading Gibbs. I'm pretty sure I blocked for your brother and I said, oh, you're that J-Bo? What's up, dude? Chase Brown thoughts. I mean, obviously you got to be worried about Chase Brown. Like, obviously, like, the Bengals offense looks like shit, but at the same time, like, he's still going to get all the work. Like, he's not going to be as good as we expected him to, but that goes for everyone in the Bengals offense with no Joe Burrow. I have Adams, Keenan Allen, and Ridley. I lost CD. Am I good while he's gone? I mean, Ridley worries me. Trade Higgins? I mean, I would trade him. I mean, yeah, if you, depending on what you can get for him. I mean, guys, look, at the end of the day, like, whether or not you trade someone has nothing to do with how they're playing. I mean, it has to do with the perceived value of that player by other people in your league. Like, if you have Jamar Chase and someone is going to trade you what they would trade you for Jamar Chase if Joe Burrow were fully healthy and Chase was the number one wide receiver, then yes, absolutely trade Jamar Chase because he's clearly not the number one wide receiver in fantasy without Joe Burrow. But at the same time, you don't trade Jamar Chase for Cortland Sutton and Jordan Mason, like shit like that. Like, you still have to get value for players when you trade them. Keenan over Ladd, rest of season. I mean, I don't want to say rest of season, but it's starting to lean that way. I mean, because, I mean, Keenan's had 3 good games in a row. He's got such good chemistry with Herbert. Like I said, I think, if I'm being honest, I think the Chargers offense has just evolved into this, we don't know who's going to be the guy each week type thing because, like I said, Ladd was the only guy there last year. And now Keenan Allen's playing a high level. Quentin Johnson's playing a high level. They still have Ladd. Herbert's spreading the ball around. Why are you worried about Ridley? Because he hasn't done shit, Landon. Why are you not worried about Ridley? I have Judkins, Hampton, Sutton, McLaurin, Egbuka, and Pickens was 0-2. Finally, it's my time. Nice, Tyler. I have BTJ in London. What would you do with them at the moment? I would do nothing with them. I would keep them. I would continue playing them. Like I said, you top 15 type players, you don't trade unless you can get value for them. You don't just trade them because they're not playing well, because you're not going to get shit for them because they're not playing well. Like, they're saying CD's going to miss 4 weeks. I mean, I believe it. London or Sutton? London. What did that say? You think JSN finishes top 3 wide receiver this season? I think he can. Can you explain your non-concern for Drake London? Well, he had 15 targets in week 1. Then week 2, that was like week 2 and week 3, the offense just looked like shit. Like, he's still getting a high percentage of looks, high percentage of first target. Atlanta's not going to be very good, so they're going to be in situations where they're having to throw the ball. And I just don't think they're going to look as bad as they did on Sunday the rest of the season. So, Saquon and Rashee Rice for Bijan? Yes. Would obviously rather have Bijan. JSN top 5 fantasy receiver? Yeah. Potentially, yeah. Would you trade Kamara for Devontae Smith and Judkins? Yes. I'm out of the Kamara business. Like, I honestly want no part of Kamara the rest of the season. If you can trade Kamara and get any sort of value for Kamara because his name is Kamara, then do it. Because the Saints are fucking horrible. They're not throwing him the ball. And if they're not going to throw Kamara the ball, he's not going to be near the player. He's not even a top 24 guy if they're not going to throw him the ball. BTJ for London. Yeah, I'd rather have London rest of season. I'm being offered ETN for... Oh, gone. Being offered ETN and Jacobs. Should I do it? I mean, it just depends on how long CD's going to be out. Chase Brown and Pickens for Hubbard and Zay. Would probably keep Chase Brown and Higgins. Let's see. Should I give Genty and JMO for Tyreek and Debo? I mean, it depends, because I don't know who the rest of your running backs are, David. Like if you're trading a running back in a deal and not getting a running back in return, then whether or not you should do the trade is dependent upon the rest of your roster. Because if your running backs aren't good, then you don't want to trade one of your starting running backs to get receivers, then you don't have a fucking running back. Just traded Egbuka for Jamar Chase. Nice, Colton. Ferguson for St. Brown. Yes, obviously. Would you trade... Yaz, thanks for the roses. Dude offered me Genty for Judkins this morning. Should I? I mean, I'd still rather have Genty than Judkins, J-Bo. Is Hampton worth the pickup now? Yes. Lamar and JMO for a 55 legacy game. What would you trade Jamar for? I probably wouldn't trade Jamar because you're not going to get what you want for Jamar, so there's no point in trading him. BTJ for Benson and Waddle. I mean, I'd probably just keep BTJ, honestly. What are your thoughts on A.J. Brown? I mean, A.J. Brown showed on Sunday who A.J. Brown is. It's just a matter of whether they throw him the fucking ball. They finally threw him the fucking ball and he went off. So, it's really not about A.J. Brown. It's about Hurts. Swift or Judkins? Who's better? Judkins. Tyler, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate you. Would you trade Saquon? I mean, I'd trade anybody. Look, there ain't a motherfucker in fantasy football that is untradeable. Like, the word untradeable, like it doesn't exist. Like, you can sit here and be like, oh, I have Josh Allen. He's the best fantasy quarterback. I'm not trading him for anything. Yeah, that's not true. Because if someone offers you the fucking moon, you do it. So, like, if you want to say, would you trade Saquon? Absolutely. Now, it depends on whether or not what the fuck I'm getting in the deal, but I would trade anybody, depending on what I'm getting in return. Bench McLaurin for Keenan and Odunze? Yeah, you shouldn't be playing McLaurin at all. JJ, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate you. Would you trade Kenneth Walker for May and Shakir? No. Jack, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate you. Benson for Mason? I think I'd rather have Benson. Should I be worried about London? No. Start Drake May over Caleb Williams? Absolutely. Drake May is the fucking GOAT. I love Drake May. Higgins for Judkins? Depends on the rest of your roster, dude. Chase Brown for Pearsall? No. Keep Chase Brown. K9 for Caleb Williams? No. Trade BTJ for Jamison Williams? No. Trade Nico Collins for Judkins and Tyreek? No. Who has the best value for a receiver upgrade? Scatterbo, Judkins, or Hampton? I mean, Hampton is probably the most valuable. You worried about BTJ? I mean, I'm worried a little bit, if I'm being honest. Scatterbo for Breece Hall? Yes, I'd rather have Breece Hall. Do I start Scatterbo over Chase Brown now? I mean, I wouldn't blame you if you did. CD for Tyreek. And trade away Keenan Allen for Drake May. I mean, depends on your other receivers and who your quarterback is. I wish I drafted Puka Man, Stafford, Ferguson for St. Brown. What? Ferguson for St. Brown? But I don't have a backup tight end. Who gives a fuck? If you can get St. Brown for fucking Jake Ferguson, like, I won't start a tight end before I don't trade Jake Ferguson for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Do I start Quinshawn Judkins instead of MHJ? Yes. Start Judkins over Harrison. Sit Genty for Judkins moving forward. I mean, you can argue. I mean, if you did, I wouldn't argue against you saying you should. CD and Bucky for BTJ, Hill, and DK. No. Jack. No. Let's see. CD for Tyreek and J.K. Dobbins? No. JMO over Tyreek week 4? No. Bucky or ETN? Bucky. Hampton or Judkins? Hampton. Especially with Najee out now. Should I be worried about Mark Andrews? Absolutely. Someone offered me Drake London and Keenan Allen for Barkley? No. Keeping Saquon. Bench Jamar this week. I have Pickens, Debo, and Sutton. No. Love or Jones? Jones. Aubrey and Keenan Allen for Santos and Kenneth Walker. I get Kenneth Walker and Santos. I mean, I guess. I don't really give a fuck about kickers. Trade Chase Brown, Walker, and Santos. I mean, I guess. I don't really give a fuck about kickers. Trade Chase Brown for Genty. Yes. What do I do about BTJ? There's nothing to do about BTJ. There's nothing you can do about BTJ except hold him until he figures it the fuck out. Brees or Benson? Still take Brees. How do you feel about Kamara rest of season? I'm out on Kamara rest of season. Should I be worried about Drake London? No. Someone offered me Devontae Smith. Should I do it? It depends on what they want for him. Trade Chase Brown and Bowers for Odunze? No. Keep Bowers. Adrian Peterson for Tony Romo? Yeah, you're taking Peterson. Penix isn't strong enough to not worry about London. I mean, London went the fuck off last season when Penix started. So, I mean, that argument's irrelevant. If anything, you should be trying to trade for Drake London because everyone and their mother is wanting to trade Drake London. So, like, this is when you take advantage of people. When other people have elite type players that aren't playing well, that you can get them for significantly cheaper than what you could at the beginning of the season. That's how you improve your team. Because elite level players, guys that are top 10, top 15 wide receivers, top 10, top 15 running backs, they're not just going to suck for the whole season. Like, that's not the way it works. Drake London isn't in the conversation of elite. I mean, he was the number 10 wide receiver in fantasy football. So if that's not considered an elite wide receiver, then I don't know what to tell you, dog. Would you trade Quentin Johnson for BTJ? Yes, absolutely. Trade Benson for Jamison Williams? No, rather have Benson. Trade Bucky for JSN. My running backs are Gibbs, Hampton, Etienne, and Jordan Mason. Then yeah, I would do that. I would do that, sir. And remember, guys, if you're not following me, smash the follow button. That way you get to see all the videos I post every single day about fantasy football. That's what we do here. What was that? Traded London for Golden and ETN. Thoughts? I wouldn't have done the trade. I would have kept London. Someone offered me Devontae Smith for T. Higgins. Should I do it? I'd rather have T. Higgins. Trade Pearsall for MHJ? No, keep Pearsall. At this point, you can't trust MHJ at all. What should I do about Malik Neighbors? I mean, there's nothing to do about Malik Neighbors. Like, he had a bad game. Last week he went for 37. Like, you're not worried about Malik Neighbors. Trade Benson for Keenan Allen? No. Why start May? I mean, he's the quarterback 5 overall right now through 3 games. So, I mean, he gives you rushing upside. Like there's no reason to not start Drake May. Like he's easily a top 10 quarterback rest of season, and he might be even better than that if we're being honest. London for Josh Jacobs. Yes, I would rather have Josh Jacobs. Worthy and Chubb for London, or is that disrespectful? I mean, it is kind of disrespectful. That's a fucking horrible trade for whoever's like Chubb and Worthy for London is a terrible trade. But I mean, if you can convince somebody to give you London for those 2 guys, then by God, go for it. May over Lamar? No. No, you're never. No. Benson or Judkins? Lean Benson. Sell A.J. Brown high? I mean, depends on what you can get, man. My girlfriend gives better fantasy advice. And yet you're sitting here listening to me, my friend. Benson or Hubbard? Benson. CD and Ridley for Keenan and is it Garrett Wilson? I mean, depending on how long CD is out, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Would it be crazy to start A.O. Manor over Ridley? I mean, no. At this point, no. Wouldn't be crazy. Kamara and Pickens for Gibbs? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's obvious. What to do with BTJ? There's nothing you can do with BTJ at this point. London for Etienne and Myers? No, I'm keeping London. BTJ or Chase Brown? Chase Brown. Trade Collins, Hubbard, and Judkins for CD. I mean, no. If that's Nico Collins, no. Not with CD hurt. Drake London or for Darnell Mooney and Trey Sean, come on, dude. Come on, man. BTJ for Sutton? No. BTJ. Are we worried about Brian Thomas Jr.? I mean, yes, obviously we're worried about Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, if you're not worried about Brian Thomas Jr., then you probably have something going on, because you should be worried about Brian Thomas Jr., but it's not really anything we can do about it at the moment. Mac, sounds like a lot of these newbies are panicking. Pam, what's up, dude? Dude, it's not that they're panicking. It's just that, like, this is what happens. Like this is what happens with fantasy football is certain players don't play well, or certain players do play well, and people overreact. Like, oh, should I trade this guy? He hasn't done good for 3 weeks. And then you trade him, and then the next week he drops 30, and then he's dominant the rest of the season, and you look like an idiot. Like, that's the way fantasy goes. That's why you try to not overreact. We're 3 weeks into the season. If we were 8 weeks into the season and Brian Thomas Jr. is still playing like shit, well then yes, now it's okay. We got a fucking issue. But I mean, it's been 3 games. Judkins for Brees? Yes, I'd rather have Brees. Drake May over Baker then? I think I would start Drake. I think I would go Drake May over Baker. I mean, I think they're close, but the thing about Drake May is his schedule is so fucking bad for the next 6 weeks. Like, he plays the Panthers, then he's got 1 game at the Bills, but then he plays like the Saints, the Falcons. Like, he plays some shit teams over the next 2 months. CJ Stroud, trade or hold? I mean, Stroud shouldn't even be owned at this point. So, I mean, if you can trade Stroud, by God, yeah, trade his ass, because he's not good. How much fab on Benson? All of it. All the fab. Keenan Allen over Drake London? No, I'm still starting Drake London over Keenan Allen. Hampton for Jacobs? I mean, I think I'd rather have Hampton at this point, with Najee hurt. Etienne and Pearsall for London? Yes. Traded Mixon for Addison. Nice. Higgins or Allen? Higgins. Judkins for Odunze. Depends on your running backs, bro. Is ETN playable? I mean, yeah, he's playable, but, I mean, I don't know how confident you can be in him. CD, a bye? I mean, yeah, obviously. You get hurt, you're a bye if you get hurt and you're not out for the season. Because when people get hurt, people become less valuable to their owners. Mason or JSN? JSN. K9 for London, yes. All right, guys. Remember, smash the follow button because we're posting fantasy football shit every single day, all the time, every day. Boys got to get back to work. Just wanted to hop on here, answer some questions for you guys. I'm trying to get back into doing these more. I used to do these every single day and then got a new job and didn't have as much time. Kiddos are going crazy, so trying to get back into it. So I appreciate all you guys for being here. Like I said, if you're not following me, smash the follow button because I'm posting every single day. So, and if you got any questions, if you have any questions that I didn't get to answer or anything like that, first thing you do, smash the follow button, go to my page, whatever my newest video is. I think I posted one about my best picks for Monday Night Football tonight. Comment your question. Comment your question. I try to go through those and answer as many as I can. And, like I said, it's hard to answer every single person's question on these lives because the questions come through 150 miles an hour. So you can go to the video, comment. I'll see if I can answer as many as I can. Once again, love you guys. Hope everyone has a great day.